Welcome back. So glad you're here with us.
Hey everyone.
Today, we're looking into something really fascinating from the natural world. It's an ingredient that's, well, it's been around forever, but it's kind of just starting to get the spotlight it really deserves.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking about Tamanu oil. It's a real powerhouse for healing and, skin regeneration.
It really is.
We've been diving into this amazing guide from 420formulator.com. That site's run by Mike Harmon. You might know him as the 420 Formulator.
Oh yeah, Mike knows this stuff.
Totally. He's a retired professional cosmetologist with tons of experience in custom salon and spa formulas. And now he's doing this brilliant thing, blending that knowledge with cannabis, using CBD for pain relief and THC for a bit of fun in skincare too.
Yeah, and his guide on Tamanu oil, it's incredibly thorough. It's not just like skimming the surface. It really digs into the practical side, the science behind it. Super insightful, whether you're, a pro formulator or just mess around with DIY stuff at home.
Right, we're just curious.
Exactly. So our plan today is to really explore what makes Tamanu oil tick, how it helps with healing, regeneration, and just how versatile it is. Because it's not just skin, is it? It pops up in hair care, and it's finding its place in these natural, sometimes cannabis-infused products, too.
Okay, let's jump right in then. So starting right at the source, where does this stuff actually come from? What's the backstory?
Okay, so it's got this really rich history, and understanding that kind of helps you appreciate why it's stuck around. Tamanu oil, it comes from these shiny nuts, they almost look like marbles, from the Calotophyllum inophyllum tree.
Calophyllum inophyllum, got it.
Yeah. And this isn't just any old tree, it's this big evergreen, and it loves coastal areas. Think sandy soil, salty air, places like Polynesia, Madagascar, Vietnam, Southeast Asia.
Huh. So it thrives in tough spots.
It really does. And that resilience kind of hints at its healing power,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the history definitely backs that up. For ages across the South Pacific, this tree and its oil were seen as like a sacred gift. They used it for pretty much any skin problem imaginable.
Like what kind of things?
Oh, everything. Infected wounds, serious burns, calming down, nasty sunburn, really itchy skin conditions. They even used it on babies for nappy rash.
Wow. Okay, so it's got a long track record.
A really long one, which tells you a lot about how effective and generally safe it is. For anyone checking labels, the botanical family is Calophyllaceae, and the INCI name you'll see is Calophyllum inophyllum seed oil.
Right. Good to know for label detectives.
Exactly. And today, in natural skincare, we still lean on it for those tough issues, stubborn scars, eczema that just won't quit, generally red, angry skin. It has this really distinct smell and feel, kind of earthy, nutty.
Right.
Once you know it, it almost screams potent.
Okay, incredible. Ancient wisdom still doing its thing. So how do we get from those shiny nuts to the oil in a bottle? What's that journey like?
It's actually a pretty cool natural process, which I think is why it keeps so much of its punch. It's cold pressed from the dried kernels. But here's the really interesting bit. After they harvest the nuts, they don't just press them right away. They spread them out and let them cure naturally for several weeks.
Pure, just leave them out.
Yeah, just leave them to do their thing. And this curing stage is absolutely vital. As the nuts dry out, this thick, dark green oil starts to develop inside the kernel. That's when it gets its deep color, its thickness, and that really rich, earthy, almost spicy smell.
Huh. So the magic happens after picking.
Pretty much. Once they're cured, then they press the oil, usually cold pressing so you don't damage anything with heat. After that, it's just filtered to get rid of bits. It's never refined or bleached or anything. It's kept unrefined.
Which means it keeps all the good stuff.
Exactly. All those natural active compounds stay right in there, which is key to why it works so well.
So sticking with that unrefined nature, what does that mean for how it actually feels and smells? Is it different from, say, almond oil or something lighter?
Oh, totally different. It's really distinct. Compared to something light like jojoba, Tamanu is noticeably thick, quite viscous. When you put it on your skin, it feels kind of sticky, almost tacky. Some people say like Velcro.
Velcro. Really?
Yeah, it sort of lingers. It doesn't just sink in instantly. It stays put, which is actually part of its benefit, right? It gives those active compounds more time to work on the skin.
Okay, so not a quick dry oil then.
Definitely not. And the smell, it's pretty strong, rich, nutty. Some people get notes of hay or even like curry or spice. It's definitely distinctive. Some people need to get used to it, but others really associate that smell with this stuff works.
Right, that thick feel and strong scent sound like things you'd really have to consider if you were making a product with it.
Yeah.
How does that affect how you use it in formulations?
Spot on. You definitely have to think about it. Because it's so active and concentrated in its raw state, if you want something that feels a bit more maybe elegant or lighter for daily use, less sticky, less intense smell, you usually need to blend it.
Blend it with lighter oils.
Yeah, exactly. Blend it with layer carriers or work it into a cream or lotion base. Even the color can vary. Sometimes it's this bright greenish yellow, other times a really deep brownish green. Depends on where it's from, the harvest, how it was cured.
And storing it. Is it fragile?
Actually, it's pretty robust. Generally lasts about 2 years if you keep it cool and dark. It might get thicker, even solidify a bit if it gets cold, like below 20 Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit.
Oh, okay. Does that ruin it?
Nope, not at all. You just gently warm the bottle in a little warm water bath and it'll become liquid and clear again. Doesn't hurt its properties.
Yeah.
That stability is a real plus.
Okay, that unique look and feel really makes it stand out.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the good stuff, the chemistry. What's actually in Tamanu oil that gives it this healing power? What's the science?
Right. This is where you see why it's so special.
Yeah.
It's not just a simple oil. It's got this incredibly rich, complex makeup. The fatty acid profile alone is really impressive and key to its skin healing abilities.
Okay, fatty acids. Break it down for us.
Sure. So first up, it's got a good amount of stearic acid, maybe 12 to 20%. This is a saturated fatty acid, and it gives the oil that protective, almost occlusive feel.
Okay, what does that mean for the skin exactly? Why is that important?
Good question. Think of occlusive like a breathable seal. Stearic acid helps form this protective layer on the skin's surface. It's not like suffocating it, but it locks in moisture that's already there and shields the skin from, environmental stuff like wind or pollution.
So it stops moisture escaping.
Exactly. It reduces what's called transepidermal water loss. And that's so important for skin that's trying to heal, whether it's dry, damaged, or inflamed. It creates the right environment for repair.
Got it. So it helps the skin protect itself while it heals. Makes sense.
Precisely. Then you've got palmitic acid, around 10 to 15%. This helps with the structure and glide of the oil, makes it feel richer, and also supports that skin barrier function.
Cool.
Then there's oleic acid. This is an omega-9, and it's pretty dominant, like 30 to 55%. Oleic acid is a fantastic emollient. It really softens and conditions the skin, keeps it supple. Plus, it helps other ingredients absorb better.
Oh, interesting. So it helps carry other actives deeper.
Yeah, it enhances penetration, gives the whole blend a really nourishing feel, and boosts that deep hydration, which is vital for preventing dryness and cracking.
Right. And what about linoleic acid? I always hear that one mentioned for skin health.
You heard right. Linoleic acid, that's an omega-6, is super important. Tamanu has a good amount, 20 to 40%. This one is critical for restoring the skin's barrier, especially if it's compromised, like with eczema or acne.
So it directly helps fix the barrier.
Yes, it's essential for barrier repair. It also helps soothe inflammation and can promote clearer skin, making it great for breakouts or chronic irritation. It really helps maintain the skin's integrity, balances sebum, reduces redness. It's a powerhouse.
Wow, that's quite a lineup of fatty acids.
It is. And beyond those, it also has smaller amounts of other beneficial things like sterols and polyphenols, which add even more anti-inflammatory and antioxidant power. It's this whole package that makes it so much more than just a moisturizer. It's an active therapeutic oil.
It really sounds like it. But you mentioned earlier there were unique compounds, too, beyond just fatty acids. What else sets Tamanu apart?
Yes, this is where it gets really unique. Tamanu has stuff you just don't find in other common oils. A big one is caliphilic acid.
Okay, never heard of that one.
Right. It's specifically known for being strongly antimicrobial and helping wounds heal. That's a major reason it was traditionally used on infected skin. It actively fights off microbes.
Okay, antibacterial power.
Exactly. Then there are unique lactone compounds. These add more anti-inflammatory and antibiotic action. Super important for calming down really angry, swollen skin and helping prevent infections if the skin barrier is broken.
Right, keeping things clean while they heal.
Precisely. And finally, it contains coumarins. These are compounds that are known to support microcirculation in the skin and encourage healthy tissue regeneration.
Supporting circulation.
Yeah.
How does that help healing specifically?
It's absolutely crucial. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients get delivered to the skin cells that need to repair, and waste products get carried away more efficiently. It just creates a much healthier environment for the skin to rebuild itself, especially after injury or inflammation.
Okay, that makes sense. Better supply lines for the repair crew.
Kind of, yeah. So when you put it all together, the caliphyllic acid fighting germs, the lactones calming inflammation, the coumarins boosting circulation and rebuilding, you get this oil with serious targeted healing power. That's why it's seen as an active ingredient, not just a carrier. It's like a specialized repair kit for the skin.
That perfectly leads into its actual visible benefits. You've mentioned healing and regeneration a lot. How does all that science translate into what we actually see on our skin, especially things like new tissue growth and elasticity?
This is where it really earns its stripes as a skincare star. That ability to encourage new tissue growth is central. It genuinely helps speed up the healing process and the regeneration of skin cells.
So faster turnover of healthy cells.
Exactly. And if your skin is constantly regenerating healthy cells, it just looks and feels better overall. It's like giving it a constant refresh. This isn't just vital for fixing problems like cuts or scars, but also just for maintaining healthy skin and getting that, vibrant, fresh look. Regeneration isn't just for emergencies, it's for beauty, too.
Right, keeping things looking youthful and glowy, not just patching up damage.
Precisely. Like for scars, whether they're from acne, surgery, whatever, it helps soften their appearance. Same for stretch marks, maybe from pregnancy or weight changes. By promoting that tissue regeneration, it helps them fade and blend in better over time.
So even old scars can improve.
They can, yes. It takes time, but it helps remodel the tissue. And because it supports cell renewal, it also helps lessen the look of fine lines and wrinkles. Contributes to smoother, more revitalized skin.
Okay, that covers the anti-aging side. What about specific conditions? You mentioned eczema.
Yes, for chronic conditions, it can be amazing. For rosacea, it's often very calming, especially if you blend it with something like rosehip oil. For eczema, honestly, it can be a game changer for some people. It really helps calm the flare-ups, reduces that awful itchiness you get with red, cracked skin.
That sounds like such a relief.
It really is. And it works especially well for eczema if you combine it with a calendula infusion. That synergy really doubles down on healing that damaged skin barrier.
Wow. Okay, what about acne? People with acne are often scared of oils.
That's a super common concern, but Tamanu is often an exception. Thanks to those antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory compounds we talked about, the caliphyllic acid, the lactones, it's surprisingly good for acne-prone skin.
How so?
It helps reduce breakouts, calms the redness and swelling of existing spots, and can even help prevent those dark marks, the post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation that spots leave behind.
Oh, that's huge. Those marks can last forever.
Right. And crucially, it helps regulate oil production without stripping the skin. Sometimes harsh acne treatments dry the skin out, which just makes it produce more oil. Tamanu helps find a balance.
Okay, interesting. Any other skin benefits?
Yeah, a few more. While it's definitely not a sunscreen replacement, let's be clear on that.
Right, important note.
It does offer a little bit of mild UV protection, maybe as part of a daily barrier cream. Extra defense. It's fantastic for really dry, flaky spots like knees and elbows. Makes them soft again. And for guys, it's great in aftershave stuff, reduces ingrown hairs, calms down razor burn.
It really is versatile.
Sure.
What about really sensitive skin like babies? Is it gentle enough?
Surprisingly, yes. It's often used in baby products. It helps calm nappy rash really effectively, which shows how gentle yet powerful it is, even on delicate skin. Helps that fragile barrier heal up quickly.
That's impressive.
And stepping slightly away from just skin surface stuff, it's traditionally used in massage blends for deeper issues, like nerve pain, think sciatica, or joint stiffness. So its benefits might go deeper than we think.
Fascinating.
One thing to remember is that it absorbs slowly. It likes to linger, which makes it perfect for overnight treatments or leave-on products where it has hours to work its regenerative magic.
So best used when it can sit and soak in.
Exactly. And if you want to boost its power, blend it with shea butter for richness, calendula for extra soothing, rosehip for more regeneration, sea buckthorn for antioxidants. They work really well together. And yes, you can use Tamanu Neat directly on eczema patches or super irritated spots for targeted relief. It's potent enough for that.
Okay, skin covered. But does this magic extend upwards to hair and scalp? Can those anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial benefits help there too?
They absolutely can. Think of your scalp as just, well, skin with hair growing out of it. So yes, those same properties are really beneficial for scalp health.
Right, so it's not just coating the hair, it's treating the scalp itself.
Exactly. It helps soothe an irritated or inflamed scalp, tackling the root causes of issues like dermatitis or maybe even excess oiliness that can hinder healthy hair. It can really help reduce flaking and dryness, great for dandruff sufferers.
Itchy scalp relief.
Definitely helps relieve itchiness and calm redness, brings real comfort. And by creating a healthier scalp environment, overall balanced, not inflamed, it indirectly supports better hair growth. Healthy scalp equals happy follicles equals stronger hair.
Makes sense. Any aesthetic benefits for the hair itself?
Yeah, it can add softness and shine without feeling heavy or greasy, which is a nice bonus. So you see it used in anti-dandruff treatments, scalp oils, leave-in conditioners, hair masks.
How would you typically use it for hair?
You could use it as a spot treatment directly on problem areas of the scalp,
Yeah.
or more commonly, you'd blend it into a serum or mask at maybe 5 to 10% concentration.
And what does it blend well with for hair?
Good partners for hair formulas would be things like camellia oil that's light and adds shine black seed oil, which also has anti-inflammatory benefits,
Yeah.
and jojoba oil, because it's quite similar to our natural sebum and helps balance the scalp, creates a really nice, nourishing blend.
Wow, skin and hair covered. It really supports our body's outer layer comprehensively. Are there any other, maybe more surprising or niche uses for Tamanu, things we wouldn't immediately think of?
Oh yeah, there are definitely some less common but really interesting applications drawing on tradition and even its energetic feel.
Okay, intriguing. Like what?
Well, as I touched on, beyond skin, it's traditionally been used in massage for deeper aches and pains. Things like neuralgia, that sharp nerve pain rheumatism, general muscle soreness. Its sort of warming, thick quality seems to lend itself to that kind of use.
Right, for deeper tissue work.
Exactly. And interestingly, it often finds its way into massage oils or blends designed for grounding or emotional calming. There seems to be something about its earthy nature that people find centering.
So a mind-body connection there.
Sort of, yeah. It hints at benefits beyond just the purely physical. Also, in natural perfumery, it plays a background role as a fixative.
A fixative, what does that do?
It helps the other scents, the more volatile essential oils in the perfume, last longer. It anchors them, gives the fragrance more staying power and depth.
Oh.
And you see it in traditional systems like Ayurveda or Pacific Island medicine, where it might be applied to specific joints or pressure points. Plus, just practically, it's great in creams for tired, achy feet and legs. Really soothing after a long day.
It really covers a lot of ground.
It does. And what's cool is how these uses combine its physical traits, the thickness, the warmth, with that sort of deeper calming essence. Formulators value that combo for relaxation, pain relief, or those longer restorative body treatments.
Okay, this is super comprehensive. So for anyone listening who's thinking, right, I want to try this, what are the practical tips? How do you actually use it in formulations, usage rates, best products, that kind of thing? And crucially, how does it work with cannabis?
Great questions. Absolutely key. So practically speaking, you can use Tamanu oil straight 100%, usually just for small spot treatments. But for most products, because it is thick and has that strong scent, you'll typically see it used at around 10 to 25%.
Okay, 10-25% is the
Okay.
sweet spot usually.
Yeah, much higher. And the product might feel too heavy or the scent too overpowering for general use, unless it's like a targeted healing balm. It really works best in leave-on products.
Leave-on. Why specifically?
Because it gives the oil time to work.
Yeah.
Serums, balms, night creams, things that stay on the skin allow those regenerative processes to happen over several hours.
Got it. And shelf life, is it fussy?
Nope, pretty stable, as we said, up to 2 years if you store it right. Cool, dark place. Comedogenic rating, its tendency to clog pores is about a 2 out of 5.
So pretty low.
Yeah, low to moderate. Generally okay for most skin types, but always patch test if you're prone to acne or have super sensitive skin. Just put a little behind your ear or on your inner arm. Wait a day or two.
Good advice. What kind of products does it suit best then?
Definitely healing balms, potent serums, massage oils, specific eczema blends, gentle baby creams, protective barrier creams. Anything where you really want the deep repair and protection.
Okay, now the big one, especially thinking about Mike Harmon's work, cannabis infusions. How does Tamanu play with cannabis? Any warnings?
Yes, this is really important. Pay attention here. Tamanu oil is heat sensitive. It's generally stable up to about 52 Celsius, that's 125 Fahrenheit. But you absolutely should not heat it above 57 C or 135 F.
Okay, 57C 135F is the absolute limit. Why?
Because higher heat will destroy those amazing beneficial compounds we talked about, the lactones, the caliphilic acid. It just cooks the good stuff out, basically. It makes it way less effective for skin repair and inflammation.
Right, so that means...
It means you cannot use Tamanu oil as your main oil for high-heat cannabis infusion methods. Things like the POT by NOIs, which infuses at 100 C. That's way too hot. It would ruin the Tamanu.
Okay, crucial point. No direct high heat infusion. So how do you get the benefits of both cannabis and Tamanu in one product?
Yeah. The smart way is to do it in stages. First, infuse your cannabis into a more heat-stable oil, like MCT, hemp seed, olive oil, something that can handle the heat. Get your potent cannabis oil made first.
Okay.
Then, when you're making your final product, like a cream or lotion, and you get to the cool down phase, what formulators often call stage 3, where things are cooling but still liquid, that's when you add the Tamanu oil.
Add it in when things are cooler.
Exactly. Stir it in gently during the cool down. That way, you preserve all its delicate healing properties, and you get the synergy of both the cannabis and the Tamanu working together. Best of both worlds.
That's a really clever workaround. What about blending it just to make it feel nicer or work even better? Any tips there?
Definitely. To lighten up that thick, tacky feel, blend it with faster absorbing oils. Rosehip is great, camelina, camellia oil. They make the texture much nicer while adding their own benefits.
And for richer stuff?
For really rich healing balms or body butters, pair it with beeswax or butters like shea or mango. That creates these incredibly nourishing, protective, heavy-duty healing products. And yeah, in cannabis topicals, Tamanu is fantastic as a booster. It adds its repair and calming magic without having to be the main carrier oil. It just enhances the whole effect.
Super helpful. Okay, last practical bit. General safety and storage. Anything else people need to know?
It's generally really well tolerated, safe for most people topically, but keep these basics in mind. Store it cool, dark, ideally below 20 C68F for that 2-year shelf life. Keep it in dark glass, away from sunlight and heat to slow down oxidation. It's got low to moderate risk there, but best practice is to protect it. Keep the cap on tight.
Safe for pregnancy and babies.
Generally, yes, it's considered safe for topical use during pregnancy. Think stretch mark balms and things like nappy creams for babies. Gentle enough for that.
Good to know. Any allergies to worry about?
Yes, huge one. Nut allergy. Tamanu comes from a tree nut, so if you have any known nut allergies, you absolutely must patch test carefully before using it more widely. Non-negotiable.
Okay, vital warning there. Patch test for nut allergies.
Definitely. And just to repeat the sunscreen thing, while it has some UV protective qualities, it is not a sunscreen. Never rely on it for sun protection. Use a proper SPF.
Got it. And if it gets thick or cloudy in the cold?
Just warm it gently in a little bowl of warm water. It'll clear right up. Totally fine.
Perfect. This has been an amazing look at the practical side, but you hinted earlier about a deeper, maybe energetic aspect to Tamanu. What's that about?
Yeah, it's quite fascinating how it pops up in more holistic practices. Beyond just the physical, it's often used in body work aimed at grounding and restoring balance. Its sort of warming, deeply nourishing feel resonates with concepts like the earth element in traditional Chinese medicine or TCM.
Earth element in TCM.
Yeah.
How does Tamanu fit there?
Well, in TCM, the earth element relates to nourishment, stability, feeling centered. Tamanu's ability to help stabilize and rebuild tissue that's weak or inflamed kind of aligns with that, providing a sense of rootedness, not just physically, but energetically, too.
Huh. So it's about more than just skin repair. It's about a feeling of stability.
Kind of, yeah, feeling more rooted, more solid. And this ties into the chakra system, too. In energy work, Tamanu oil is often linked specifically to the root chakra.
Root chakra, Muladhara.
That's the one, Muladhara. The connection comes from its power in fundamental physical healing, giving that deep sense of support and protection. The root chakra at the base of the spine is all about our basic survival needs, feeling stable, safe, connected to the earth, our foundation.
Right, our grounding point. How do Tamanu's properties specifically match the root chakra's qualities?
Well, the root chakra is about grounding, stability, safety. Its color is red, element is earth, associated stone, often red jasper. When you think about Tamanu, its density, how it heals deep down, builds strong new tissue, it really mirrors that idea of laying a solid foundation, bringing stability where things were weak or broken.
It literally helps the body feel safer and more supported.
Exactly. It aligns beautifully with that root chakra mantra. I am safe, grounded, and supported in all I do. The oil's actions, physical and maybe energetic, really echo that feeling of being rooted, stable, and truly restored in your own body. It's a very holistic kind of healing it offers.
Wow, that adds a whole other dimension. Okay, we have covered so much ground today, from its ancient island roots to the nitty-gritty science, and even its energetic vibe. To try and wrap it up, Tamanu oil really stands out as this incredibly effective natural tool for skin recovery, tackling chronic inflammation. Its unique makeup gives it such broad benefits for skin, hair, scalp. A real multitasker.
It truly is. And yeah, despite being thick, maybe a bit sticky, and having that strong smell, which are just part of its character. Really, its proven results for regeneration and healing make it so valuable. It might take a bit more effort to formulate compared to lighter oils, but the payoff is often worth it.
Absolutely.
And just to underline it again for anyone interested in cannabis topicals, think of Tamanu as a powerful support ingredient. Add it during cool down to boost repair and calming. Don't try to infuse it directly with high heat. It doesn't need to be the star carrier.
Right. Great summary. So, hey, if you're listening and feeling curious, wanting to explore more about natural formulating, or maybe even try making some of these cool products yourself, you should really check out 420formulator.com.
Yeah, Mike's site is fantastic.
Obviously, he's got so many amazing resources, recipes for creams, lotions, loads of info on essential oils, how-to guides for making things like body butters. It's just a really great practical place to start if you want to get hands-on with this stuff.
Definitely a great resource. And maybe a final thought to leave people with. Considering Tamanu's dual role, physical healing and that energetic grounding, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much more does nature offer this kind of holistic support, where the physical benefits just seamlessly blend into a deeper sense of well-being, inviting us not just to treat symptoms, but to feel genuinely more rooted, more restored in ourselves.
That's a beautiful thought to end on, feeling truly rooted and restored. Thank you so much for joining us on this exploration of Tamanu oil today. It's been fascinating.
My pleasure. Always good to talk about potent plant power.
We'll be back soon with another exploration. Until then, everyone, stay curious.